Hey, welcome back, fellow shop rats. Man, it's been a hot minute, but believe it or not, today we are back on the Stitches Challenger. Wow, it's fabrication season. I was telling Becky this morning that I am so sick to death of working on stuff because it has to be fixed because I need something to drive. It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm out here in the shop. Just finished a house project that we were working on. And I said, I'm taking the afternoon. She's going to see her brother and do some other stuff. And I'm taking the afternoon. And I'm just going to work on stitches. Come on. When do you guys turn the compressor on? I forgot to do that. I'd appreciate it. Let's get after it. I'm Mike, and this is My Car Shop. I'm guessing we haven't worked on this car since April, so it's been a hot minute. So the first thing I want to do today, before we get into melting metal, and we're going to here in a bit, I just need to take stock of where we're at. My goal is to have this car off of the rotisserie soon. How do I mean by soon? I have no idea, but soon. I've been saying that for a while now, but I really need to look it over. And I'll take you guys along. We're going to talk about everything we've accomplished because there's so many new subscribers on the channel that aren't familiar with this project. Then we're going to take stock and make a list, and we're going to check it twice. And we're going to find all the naughty stuff and make it nice. Anyway, we're going to see what needs to be done, and we're going to make a list so that we can keep track of making sure we stay focused on getting it off the rotisserie. There's another project here on the property you guys haven't seen yet, and Becky and I were talking yesterday that I need to get that in the shop and get going on it. So this winter is going to be 3 fabrication projects if I can get my act together. We'll be working on the Foresight for sure because that car really is not movable the way it's cut apart right now. That 70 all numbers matching 70s Duster, all numbers matching 343 speed car. I want to get that car buttoned up so we can move it. I want this off the rotisserie to create more space in the shop, and so we can roll it around and roll it back in and out of the shop as needed and so forth. So because I need to get that other project in here and get working on that. Plus the Oakland's going to be in here this winter as well with a bunch of stuff going on that. So we got some space issues.
Space, the final frontier.
I want to get a whole bunch more whiteboards like I have over here, where I've got a big list on the Fat Fanny Ford, I've got a list on the GTS, and a list on the Oakland. My other whiteboard is way back in the back over there, and I could move that up here, but I decided to do this instead and just use a piece of the cardstock that I use for fabricating because I can still use it for fabricating patterns. So our goal here is to get it off the rotisserie. That's our goal. And these are the things we're going to have to do that. So the first thing I know, and we're going to try to accomplish this today, is finish the floor welding in the cab. Most of it's done. I don't know if there is some pieces that need to be patched in or not, but I know that when I was teaching Chris how to weld sheet metal, he got most of it tacked in. A lot of it's on the back side, on the bottom side is welded, but the inside needs some spot welds between where the welds are there. It's welded double-sided. I know it's strong, but I would just feel better having welds every half inch instead of every inch or so like now. So I know that has to be done. Another thing that has to be done is we have to finish the trunk floor. We'll take you around in a minute. But it also, now what begs the question for me is, other than these 2 things that I'm conscious of, without looking the car over, I need to make darn sure that when I take it off the rotisserie a month from then, after that, I don't go, oh, I forgot to do this when it was on the rotisserie. Okay, so that's our goal here. This is not the goals of we need to hang the passenger side rear quarter panel and we got to fix the cowl and all that stuff. This strictly is the goal of getting it off of the rotisserie back on its own wheels and rolling around. So for those who are new to the channel, this was one of the pilot cars for the channel This car was rusted out completely. It's all here on the channel from this firewall all the way back, except for a little bit of that tub there. That was okay. You can see where we patched in. And then back, we now got the new trunk floor laid in. But we had to make the frame rails. We did those out of sheet metal. All that work is here on the channel as well. These are all patched in floor pans that are hand fabricated. We chose to go that way rather than spending the money to showcase the skill. We did not do it cut and butt. We did just overlap welds and plug welds on this because it's a floor pan. It's not a high dollar car. All we care about is making it safe, making it done so we can go have fun. To do cut and butt, it wouldn't be as strong. To do butt welds wouldn't be quite as strong in my opinion. This way you get good double layer thickness. We also added 2x3 box tube subframe connectors in this car just to give it a little extra rigidity because this car was really, really rusted. This side of the car we've gotten pretty well finished up and seam sealed and so forth. I think I got all that done except for a few spots in here. Just a little dress up, touch up work. We're not quite done with the tunnel area there yet, but it's close. But the floor pans themselves, etc., they look pretty good. Front frame rails were good on this car. That's why I chose to use it to do it. So we put these subframe connectors in, and then out of sheet metal, we hand fabricated both rear frame rails on this car. We also hand fabricated this trunk floor gas tank mount support thing on this car as well. So lots and lots of fabrication on this car. We also hung this quarter panel, and we hand fabricated the inner lip that was missing here. This is the original tub. We also hand fabricated all the trunk floor extension here down into here as well. That's all here on the channel. All looks pretty good. We're going to probably throw some bed liner or something on the inside of this car, and that will even hide it more. Not that I care. It's strong. It's safe. I get people give me crap. Oh, that's all such ham and egg work. Well, first of all, you take your sheet metal brake and start bending up pieces like this and do your bead rolling and tell me how you go, because all this stuff is handmade. But second of all, again, it's a 318 car. It was in a junkyard. The roof was caved in with the car sitting on top. It was rotted from the firewall all the way to the rear bumper. What do we have to lose? We're just having fun. And we have almost no money in it. Less than $3,000 into this car so far. That includes the purchase price. That includes the motor, the 4-speed, everything that I bought for this car. We got nothing in it. So as I'm looking around under the car, what needs to be done? There's some seam sealing that needs to be done. Maybe a little welding there could be done. Yeah, I probably should do a little edge welding there. It's plug welded from above. Not much there. Seam sealing, that's all good. See, Chris did a really good job on all this stuff on this side. We just need to get the top side done. There's a little bit of seam sealing to do here. Seam sealing to do here. But overall, it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, we got some some work to do in here. Not much. Just to get that sealed up nice. And of course, we're not to the trunk floor yet, but that's not far off. So the main thing under here is, I would say I'll put on the list, finish welding under the car. And then we need to get the trunk floor in, which I already got on the list. And then we need to spray the lizard skin. Oh yeah, we got some patching we better do in here. I forgot about that. So we're going to want to get this wheel well cleaned up real good and make sure that, so I'm going to put that on the list as well. So let's go add that. Okay, so finish the floor welding. I'm going to write pass side. And then I'm going to put finish welding under side. Wheel wells. I'm not sure what's all involved with that. Big one on the list, lizard skin. I hope I can come up with the scratch for that, because that's a couple $100 that I got to get to do that. So I think that takes care of everything underneath the car. It's not like we can't crawl under if we miss something, but if we get this isn't in necessarily any order, but it gives us some idea anyway. So getting I'd say this one here done, and finishing welding the underside would be 2 big steps. We can work on some of that today. This is the inside passenger floor. So we'll probably tackle this one today and get that done. Let's spin the car over the other way now and then see what it looks like from the other side. Something bouncing around back there. I don't know what it is. Guess I better go look and see before I get carried away. Probably missed some little thing. Oh, piece of sound deadening insulation crap. That's nothing. Okay. Something probably fell out. Okay, let's get it ripped up the other way here. Okay, let's take a look at her. Yeah, I would say for the most part. Oh yeah, I suppose something else we should do while it's on the rotisserie is at least try to get the frame rails cleaned up and painted. The inner wheel wells I'm not so worried about, but yeah, frame rails aren't going to be too bad, but still, we might as well do something of that. But that's not a big deal. Not worried about that hump at this point. But yeah, there's a couple spots here I didn't see, so we'll put that on our list to get done. Just need some welding in there. No big deal. A little bit of welding in here. We'll put that on the list for when we do the underside. We'll do that as a project. Oh, looks like we missed welding one spot there on the frame rail. We'll get that as part of our underside project. This wheel well, yeah, we got some rust holes in here to deal with. Probably this will all be lizard skin when we do the rest of it. Oh, I see we got a piece of crap in there to be cut out yet, but yeah, we're not bad. We're not bad at all, so. Good. Chris got most of this done really well under here. You can see how we went along, welded it solid there. I've got a couple little spots in here to do, but for the most part, that's really good. Not going to bother grinding it again. It's a floor pan. Go over it with seam sealer, call it good. Yeah, maybe a little in there. But, oh, yeah, well, that's going to be seam sealed. There's some pinholes in there. This was really spaghetti thin in here, or well, what do you call it, lace thin. So he did a good job on that. Really nice work in here. First time ever welding sheet metal like that. So this is kind of what we're going for. This is one that I did here. Yep. So we're looking good. Yep, real good. Okay, let's get her spun back down. Well, let me take a quick glance at the roof. Roof we can do. Yeah, we got a little bit of work. The roof needs a skim coat, but we'll be fine. I got most of that work out. We had a big dent in the roof on this side that took me forever to get worked out. A lot of shrinking metal. We finally had to cut some slices in the roof. That's all here on the episode, or in the playlist on this car. It's all here on the channel. But considering what it was, some of the windshield frame and the back glass frame, we can do that off the rotisserie. I don't know that it would be any easier. I suppose it would be easier to do it here while it's up in front of me like that. But if it's a matter of getting this off of the rotisserie and back on its wheels, or tying it up here on the rotisserie and tying up all this shop space for another 6 months, I'm going to take it off and move forward with it. So we got bigger, I won't say bigger, but we've got other things we need to be accomplishing. There we go. All right, good. Yeah, I think we started on the rear window, fabricating all of that. That was a project I had my buddy Matt help me with. So, but again, that doesn't have to be on the rotisserie to accomplish that. So, man, we've made a lot of progress on this car in the last few years. We've been working on this since 2019, but we didn't get serious about it until sometime in 2020. So, yeah, it's come a long way, baby. So we got a few little welds to do up in this area. We're going to go ahead and get those done. This is good here, I think. And then we got some up there to do. So let's get this done first and we'll go from there. Helps if you turn the gas on. Made the decision to mark everything that needs to be done with orange so it's clear easily. I got all that seam sealed all the way around. Everything's welded in, all in good shape. So because I checked it on the bottom side, I'll show you in a minute. I knew all of that was good, so we could go ahead and seam seal all of that. So we're going to go ahead and seam seal the other side because the tube is open, and I've got about a half a tube left. So let's get that done on the back side, and then all of this will be done and ready to be cleaned up again and painted. And I checked it on the back side. I marked everything on the back side with orange that needed to be done. So we'll flip that up. So now at a glance, I know where I've got to go back through and do some welding and touching things up a little bit. But all of this from here all the way back in here can now be seam sealed. So that's great. We'll use up what we got left in that tube, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, we did we? Yeah, we did. We are seam sealing this, right? Now I'm second guessing myself because I'm not. Oh yeah, I did it here. Oh, I know what I was using. I was using that. Oh, what the heck is it called? I think it's a SEM product that gets hard as a rock. And I ran out of it, and I've tried to order more, and you can't get it. So, yeah, I better think about that. Maybe I don't want to use this soft seam sealer on the bottom. We're going to be going over it with lizard skin anyway. That stuff is like $20-some a tube for that Pour 15 patch. That's what it is, Pour 15 patch. All right, I got to reevaluate and rethink. I forgot that's what I was using because I was using something harder on the bottom in preparation for putting the lizard skin on. Good point. Didn't think of that. Yes, Jegs has it back in stock for $23 a tube plus shipping. So I'll shop around online, but you can get it again. For several months, it wasn't available. So yeah, we'll. That's what I want to use down here, and one tube should get most of this done. So I don't mind using the softer stuff inside because I'm going to go over that with probably a bed liner type material. I suppose if we have enough of the lizard skin left, I could spray that inside. I don't know. We'll see. But that lizard skin is like $200, $200+ plus shipping, whatever. So we'll hold off on this. I'll clean that tube up and just wrap it up so it doesn't harden, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and touch up some of this with the black that needs to be just touched up real quick so that it's not rusting anymore, and we'll be right back after a brief word from nobody. Remember one other thing, seatbelt mount plate for the front seats. I'm not sure about the back ones, but this has got to be put in for the front seat belts. So I'm going to put that over there so we remember that. And let's go take a look and see if the back ones are there. I don't remember. That's right, they're there because it's part of that hoop that we put back in the car a while ago. So yeah, it was interesting. I never thought about painting stuff with that orange paint before. Of course, I never had any orange paint, and it's Chevrolet orange. My buddy Mark gave it to me after he sold his vet, and it's very appropriate because Chevrolet orange very definitely signifies something needs to be fixed. But I really like that because at a glance, I can tell what needs to be addressed. So we'll get the Pour 15 patch. This is the rough time of month for me right now. I got all my bills coming out in the next 10 days. So it'll be a few weeks down the road, but once I recover some cash, we'll go ahead and get, well, we got, seat mount plates got to go here also. Okay, well, that one's there, that one's there. I think there's 2 of them missing. This one, there were 4 of them missing. This one and this one. Okay, we got to dig those up. I have them. I kept all that stuff. So anyway, those are easy enough to make anyway if I had to, but I know I have them. I kept them, so I have extras as a matter of fact. Anyway, you know what? Let's, there it is. That way I will remember, and we'll put and I think, yeah, that one's there. I don't remember what goes here, but I'm going to assume there's probably one supposed to be there, one supposed to be there, and then that one's down there. So we'll look for those 3 plates. I know I've got them. Maybe it's only plates in the front. I don't remember. But anyway, little things like that, painting spots that need to be addressed, I think is a cool idea. And I don't know why I never thought of that before, but I did think of it now. So there you go. Just like that. It's looking good. Let's get this light tipped up here so you can see a little bit. Not bad. A couple little boogers I gotta grind down here. I don't know what. I guess just didn't get a good heat on that. That's no big deal. We'll get that dressed. But I got all of this all seam sealed now, and it needs more primer. I ran out of primer, but it's good enough for now. And all of our orange stuff will be next. Definitely a fun way to spend a Sunday afternoon. But life beckons. I've got to go in the house and get supper going and stuff like that. Beck will be home in a little while. But this has definitely been some good progress. It's one more bite out of stitches. And I'm liking that list over there. I'm liking the orange paint stuff. I don't know why I didn't think of that 30 years ago. Just never did. Or if I did, I don't remember that I did, which is just as likely. In the meantime, I'll be keeping my eyes open for the rest of those seat belt mount plates. No big deal. You know, like I said, I know they're here. I keep all of the old metal. I've kept all the old metal that I cut out of this car. It's either in the back corner, it's over there in a tote, or it's out back on the scrap pile. But anything that I thought I was going to need something off of, I didn't throw out. So it didn't go, never left the property, but it shouldn't even be in the scrap pile. So what's next? I think probably I want to get the cab finished. So we will, in our next session, we will get all of the rest of that rear seat pan buttoned up. And then hopefully in the meantime, I'll be able to get some more of that Pour 15 patch stuff. And we'll go from there. So I appreciate you being here. Thanks for going along for the ride. Thanks for hanging out in the shop with me today. As always, it's fun. And like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff really does make a difference. Remember that we have a membership area for as little as $5 a month. You can join the channel and up to, I forget, whatever you want, I guess. And you get all kinds of behind the scenes stuff and perks and stuff like that. So yeah, I haven't really mentioned that much before, but check it out if you haven't seen it. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Don't forget, it's important.